Hi, welcome to today's live. Hi, Minakshi. Hi, Ambuj. Hello. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. Um, Today is, I think, a very sought after topic. Today is about building a good LinkedIn profile. And I think it's really interesting that, I write so much on LinkedIn. I talk so much about LinkedIn. I have done a lot of lives related to LinkedIn, but I have not done an Instagram live about building a LinkedIn profile. I don't know how that happened, but basically I keep getting a lot of questions on how to build a LinkedIn profile. And normally I would like to just, find the live and send it to the person so that they can watch it instead of, me giving the answer. And I just realized that there's no live about how to build an interesting LinkedIn profile. So that's what I want to talk about today. That's what I want to share with you today about how you can build a LinkedIn profile. So yeah. Hi Gurusis. Hi everyone. There are a lot of people saying hi today. And a lot of people are excited for this session. So I can see why. I think I understand why. So let's begin. So I have a bit of an idea of what I want to do in today's live. So I will, of course, introduce you to LinkedIn. If you do not know what LinkedIn is, I'll just tell you a little bit about what LinkedIn is and why you should be on LinkedIn. The second thing is I will tell you how to build a good LinkedIn profile. So all the elements, how you can build a good one, and how you can make it something that really helps you out in whatever way you want it to help you out. And the third thing is I will take a Q&A. So then after a 10-minute session, you can ask your questions relevant to LinkedIn and relevant to building a LinkedIn profile, and I'll help you out with those. And before I start, I would like to say that I also have a LinkedIn Power Profile Guide. So everything I say now and with further details, with examples, all of this is available in that LinkedIn Power Profile Guide. The link is in the bio. It's for €5, which is around, I think, 400 rupees or something. But you can check it out. The link is in the bio and it has everything you need to build a powerful LinkedIn profile. So yeah, let's get into it. So I want to open my LinkedIn profile so that I can introduce you to elements while showing exactly what I mean by it. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay, I hope you can see my screen clearly when I show it to you. Okay. So this is a LinkedIn profile. This is what it looks like. And before that, what is LinkedIn? Okay, so LinkedIn is basically a professional platform where I guess originally it was meant to be like an online resume where you can update like everything about yourself, what you do, your achievements, your jobs, and all of those kind of things can be put up here. And it's a place where you can get hired or you can hire people, all those kind of things. But the next step is that LinkedIn has lately also become a content creation platform. So it's a place where you can create content. It's a place where you can post text posts, videos, PDFs, long form articles, documents, all of these kind of things, and build an audience on there, get clients on there, not only just get full-time jobs, but also get hired as a freelancer. You can also get a lot of opportunities like being invited to webinars and being invited to give or conduct webinars. All of those kind of things will be are benefits of being on LinkedIn. So I guess in the past 2 years that I've been on LinkedIn, I have written a lot of posts, or almost every other day I could say. I've written a lot of text posts. I have put out a lot of I think I have interacted a lot over DM, like on Instagram messages. I think very similar to what happens on Instagram, that people ask queries about how to freelance better, all of those things, yes. But also I get a lot of people who want me to write content for them, who are willing to pay me, which means I get a lot of clients from this. I've hosted a lot of webinars, and I've hosted a lot of I've done a lot of interviews, podcasts, all of these kind of things. I've been like a judge of various competitions. All of this has come mainly, I would say, from LinkedIn. So those are some of the things that you can get from LinkedIn. And now I will tell you how you can build a LinkedIn profile. So, okay. So this again is your LinkedIn profile, and there are a few things that are very important. Something that just right in the top, I guess, that would be it. So this is your banner, this is your profile picture, this is your name, this is my name and my profile picture, but you get what I mean. And here you have a tagline, or a headline rather. So I'm going to talk about these elements first, because these are the first things that somebody sees when they come to your profile. So the first thing, let's talk about the profile picture. So your profile picture should be, I think by common sense, it should be something where it's you, where you are visible clearly. You can smile, of course, don't be too shy about that. Have a professional looking profile picture, have something that looks friendly and welcoming and professional, of course. Look straight in the camera. I think that's a good way to have a good profile picture. So this is mine, and I think this is my profile picture on all social media platforms, including Instagram as well. So that's a tip for a profile picture. If you don't have to get it professionally shot, but just have like a good picture. And I think you can see it inverted. I am sorry, I cannot really do anything about that at this point. You can see it inverted, but I think it still kind of helps you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, the next thing is, after the profile picture, I'm going to move on to the name. This is actually something that people do not really write properly. So make sure when you're writing your name, you use the correct capitalization. So don't capitalize everything. Don't make everything small either. Like the first letter should be capital. If you have a middle name, the first letter should be capital. Things like that. So keep that in mind. A very small thing, but it's still significant in, how you're perceived. So just fix that as well. So yeah, I think, okay, so as in how I keep telling you, just tell me if that's something you are going to work on. So you can leave a thumbs up if you're going to work on updating your profile picture and your name, right? Okay, the next thing is your banner. So your banner is basically something that is used to kind of just give an overall snapshot of what it is you do. So you don't have to, like, my banner talks about the services I provide and things like that. You don't have to have that. You can have a banner, like if you're a content writer, you can have a banner that has a lot of books on it, maybe a laptop with something typing, things like that. Anything that kind of shows what you do, that's good enough. But if you want to add something specific, you can basically just add some of your services. You can add what you provide, what you do, all those kind of things. I think that would basically anybody who sees your profile and anybody who sees your banner should quickly get an idea of exactly what you do and how you can help them out. The same logic of the banner goes with the headline. So the headline should also be about what you do and what value you can provide to anybody looking at your profile. So make it very clear. Your headline is basically your CTA. It is something that helps you attract a good job maybe, or a new client, or hire a new team, all of those kind of things. So always update your headline. So my headline is copywriter and content writer, because that's what I do. LinkedIn campus editor, that's one of the roles I have. And I have written student of literature and philosophy, because I'm a student right now, so I want to update that. And hashtag Shreya, right? So my hashtag is also present. Also keep in mind that these things are also basically keywords. So if somebody looks up content writer and copywriter, then if I have those words in my headline, I'm going to pop up on their screen when they search for it. So keep that in mind while you set up your headline, that you are using the relevant keywords. You don't have to stuff in keywords, but if you are a writer, if you're a graphic designer, don't forget to use those words. I know a lot of people who write, I know a lot of people who write things like, I weave the magic of words and all of those kind of things. That's fine. But if you don't have the word content writer, you may not be discovered, because LinkedIn is going to keep looking for the word content writer on your profile. Okay. So that's a little bit for the headline. And if you're a student, please mention it. I think it really helps, because a lot of times, people approach me for a full-time job, but then they write, I see you're a student. Are you interested in a full-time job? If not, then we can discuss about a part-time job. So that's how it works. So saying that you're a student is actually pretty helpful, so consider adding that, and any hashtag that you have, add that in as well. This is a very interesting feature called the featured section. So here you can add some of your good posts, some of your best posts. So I have added reviews, I have added links to purchase my ebook hashtag anthology. I have added link to purchase my LinkedIn Power Profile Guide. The link is also in the bio. So if you want the guide, you can get that. I have some of my best posts which had a lot of views and likes and comments. Those are on here. So all of these things, and then you can click see all and you can have more featured posts. So these are the things that you want to show to people as soon as they come to your profile, and this is super helpful as well. And then you have some statistics, that's fine. The next thing is you have activity section. That's basically what activity you have, like what comments you have done, what you've posted, things like that. The next thing on your profile is your experience section. So here you can update any experience you have in terms of freelancing, in terms of jobs, internships, part-time work, anything like that, that will be up here. So my experience includes I have mentioned that I'm a content writer, freelance, and then I have other things that I do in terms of experience. One thing is that in experience, you can also add any experience you have in college as a student. So I'm a part of a lot of student societies. I'm the PRO for TEDx committee this year. I was the PRO for test committee last year. So all of these things are added in, so you can update them as well. That's good. When you're adding descriptions, make sure, so you can see descriptions once you click on them, make sure they're all written in bullet points because it's much easier to read. And apart from bullet points, also make sure that you give an accurate description of what you did, not just what the job was. So I know a lot of people, when they write about a job, they just write the job description. Don't do that. Instead, write what you have done, because anybody who's going to hire you is going to care about what you have done, nothing else. So update those things. The same thing applies for the education section. So I have updated my college and my school and things like that. For my school and high school, I have updated some projects that I had done. I didn't have anything earlier, so I updated those for now. Try to keep it bullet points. Try to include everything that you are a part of. Keep updating it, especially if you're a student. It's very likely that every, say, 3 or 4 months, you would definitely have something to update in your education section. So keep doing that. So I've taken up a part-time course and I have updated that. And, I have taken up certain modules. I have updated those things. I won certain competitions last year, so I've updated those things. So keep adding those things as in when required, right? Okay. The next is the volunteering section. I think this is also something very interesting for students, that a lot of students have a lot of volunteering work to show. So add anything that you volunteered for, or that, even if you have organized something that allows that, that if you got a team together and you volunteered for something together, then you can add that in as well. So again, I took up a lot of roles in college which were volunteering work. I also set up something myself. So all of these things are here in the volunteering section. Again, as much as possible, try to use bullet points to make it easier to read and easier to scroll through. Okay. And then you have skills. You can add some of your best skills and people can keep endorsing them. I think you can organize your top 3 skills. So add those first. So my top 3 skills are content writing, leadership, and public speaking. So you can organize that those 3 come on the top so that people can endorse you accordingly. Recommendations is a very interesting section. It's basically your testimonials. And this is basically the recommendation section. You can get a lot of testimonials and you can mention whether these were people you worked with, you worked for, whether this was like your professors. Maybe you can get recommendations from all of them. And you can give recommendations as well. So if you have received a recommendation, try to give recommendations as well to people. It's just a nice way of sort of paying back, or just a nice gesture for them in return. And then you can add your accomplishments, your any articles you've published, any degrees, any certifications, any awards, things like that can be updated here. And that's kind of it. So that's your basic profile. Now I just want to give you a few tips here and there about certain sections and how you can make them better. So of course in the main section, oh, I think I missed the about section, right? Okay, so that's also an important section, I missed that. Okay, so this part of your profile, which is your banner, your profile picture, your headline, and your name, this should definitely be in a way that it should completely convey exactly how you can help people. So as soon as they see that, because this is what your name and headline is, what they will see if you message them, and this part is what they will see if they open your profile. So make sure that you kind of that you update them in a way that your value proposition is right out there. And then yes, you have an about section, which I missed out. In the about section, basically give a summary of your experience, give a summary of all your interests, your hobbies, and again reinforce your value proposition. So here I said that, okay, this is something I provide, these are the services. Here I said that I'm a content writer, and that's fine. Here I have explained a little bit about what my content is like and how I write content, how I started writing content, that I've been writing since I was 8. All of those things are updated in this about section, and they give a kind of story as to why I'm a content writer and why somebody should hire me. So this is something that again you spend time working on. The main tips for the education and the experience section is that include bullet points, yes. Include things that you have done, yes. Try to include numbers as much as possible. So if, when you were working, if you led a team of 7, mention that. If you increased, if you managed an event with 3,000 people, mention that. If you increased product sales, or if you increased the following of the client by like 1,000 followers in 2 weeks, mention that. Mention those numbers to get a little bit more about to get a little bit more about your experience and your other skills, not just the job, but your skills of like managing people, dealing with big numbers, dealing with big events. All of those things can be out there. And recommendation, definitely work on this. You can also mention this as a request while you're closing the deal with the client. So you can tell them that I would like to get a recommendation once we have finished like 1 month of working, or once you have finished a little bit of work, please give me that. And most people are happy to give you a recommendation, but sometimes they may hesitate. So you can kind of inform them in advance right when you are getting hired by them. And that's it. That's actually a little bit about this. And pro tip, you can edit your LinkedIn URL. So that is in the settings section. You can edit your LinkedIn URL, because normally it's a long weird number of letters and words, so you can cut it short. So mine is just linkedin.com/in/Shreya Pattar, so I could edit the last bit of it. So go to your LinkedIn settings section and edit your LinkedIn URL, just so that it's easy for somebody to remember it and also to find you. And that's it. That's how you build a good LinkedIn profile. That's how you maintain a good profile in itself, just the main profile page. And now I will answer your questions. So you can ask all of your questions please ask questions relevant to building a profile on LinkedIn, and I will answer those. And yes, I do have a LinkedIn Power Profile Guide. The link is in the bio. You can check it out. And that has a lot about how you can build a profile, a good LinkedIn profile. And the main benefit is that it has 2 different profile examples. One is mine and one is someone else's. And I've given examples as to how both the profiles were built and what kind of, things are included in I think, pro tips kind of for building a good power profile. So you can check that out. Okay. What should we post if you're posting for the first time? You can post about Pile, you can post about anything, any of your daily life experiences, completely fine. Just make it relevant to a platform like LinkedIn. If you would like more ideas, you can check out my ebook, #anthology. The link is in the bio. And the ebook has over 50 topics that you can write LinkedIn posts on. So check that out, and I'm sure it'll help you create more posts. I always learn more and more from you. Thanks, Yash. How to make a perfect LinkedIn bio? It's Simran, the main thing is that you have to explain your value proposition. So as long as you can do that, so just keep it as simple as possible. Like, don't in order to make it more interesting, don't make it so interesting that people can't even understand it. So include what you do. Like, if you're a graphic designer, write you're a graphic designer. If you're a student, mention you're a student. If you have a hashtag, mention it. You can also write something like, I help you create outstanding graphic designs, or whatever, something like that. You can write in the I help you kind of thing as well. That works as well. Okay. If you're a beginner, what to write in about me section? Neha, you can write about your interests. That's completely fine. So when I had not started freelancing, my bio basically had a little bit about the fact that, of course, I started writing when I was young and that I enjoy writing. And then I had written about my internships. I had written that I like baking, I like event management, I like photography, I like singing, and all of those things are still there on my profile. Just that now I have edited, once I started freelancing, I edited it and I made it more relevant to content writing and freelancing. So if you're a beginner, just write about any of your, college experiences, your expertise, your interests, or what kind of people you're looking for. Yash, today is not about portfolio building. I'll probably do another live for that, but today is not about that. I have water everywhere. Okay. Is it necessary to have a premium version? No, it's not necessary to have a premium version. If you want to try, you can always try it for free for a month, but it's not important. You can very well do it just with the free version as well. Okay. Difference between LinkedIn posts and articles. A LinkedIn post is shorter. It has, I think, a character limit of 1300. Articles are long form, like normal, that's like writing an Instagram caption versus writing a proper article. So that's the main difference. And the reach, LinkedIn posts do tend to have more reach than long form articles. That's one difference. But yeah, they both have their own magic. So I would recommend, you keep using both. Can we use this strategy on Instagram? I didn't really give any strategy. I think this was more about how you can build a good LinkedIn profile. So if that helps you with Instagram, then that's good enough. Would you say building connections is more important number-wise, or just focusing on niche-specific connections? Sai Rakshit. I accept connections. I don't really think too much about accepting connections. That's fine. But I am picky about whom I connect with. So I connect with I send connection requests to people whose content I find interesting or something like that. Or if I want to be connected with them to message them or something like that. But other than that, I'm not too picky. If people behave oddly, then I just remove them from my connections. That's it. If you have no experience, it's completely fine. You can just leave it for now. You can add a little bit about something you've done in school or college or any internships. That's completely fine, even if you have just one or two. I mean, I also started out with a very simple profile. I just had like a about section. I think I just had something like student written in my bio. I didn't have a banner. My profile picture was not something I would say that was great. My about section didn't have a lot. My experience didn't have a lot because I didn't have any experience. In my education, I just had my school sitting there lousily. I didn't have any recommendations. And that's just how you start out because, of course, you're beginning. You don't have a lot to show. But as in how you keep learning, make sure you keep updating your profile. Payal is asking, I write about my thoughts on Insta, everything that comes to my mind. Yes, you can post them on LinkedIn, but please make them relevant to LinkedIn. Don't just go about posting something that suits Instagram may or most likely will not suit LinkedIn. So make sure you consider that. How you see picture post with comparison on written post? I think posts which have images they tend to have a lesser reach, but it doesn't really matter honestly, because I post images when required. So I post images when when I have like an achievement to show. Like I posted, say, the picture with, if I've met somebody, I post pictures with that person. If I have won an award, I post a picture. If I've won something at a hackathon last year, I post a picture. So I like posting those kind of things, but other than that, I don't really like posting pictures. Can you please post this on your YouTube channel? Yes, that will be done. Is it okay if I use LinkedIn asking internship opportunity without having one-to-one interaction? Abhishek, I think that's okay, because I don't really like people who say, hello, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? I'm good. And then they say, oh, do you have an internship? I prefer that, somebody would just say like, hey, I am interested in your profile. I would like to work with you. Do you have any internships? But I think it's absurd if you do that without really studying the person's profile. So please go through their profile, see if they are in a position to offer you an internship, to offer you a job, because I don't do that. I don't offer internships. So you have to look through that, and everybody is different, but I prefer not to be, spending too much time with hi, hellos. I would rather get to the point, especially at this point where, I have work and I have college and I have a lot of things going on. So I prefer it to be that way. Which are the best platform to get content projects? I like LinkedIn, so I would recommend LinkedIn. How to write a personalized invite that's good enough to get Shreya Patta to accept your request? I will probably accept it anyway, so I think it's okay. Just let me know that, Ashwarya, just let me know that you were watching this live and that you want to send me a request after watching this live, so do that. Sakshi, how to request someone for recommendations on LinkedIn? Just tell them that if you have clients, you can already tell them that, hi, we've completed one month of working. I would really appreciate your recommendation on LinkedIn. Can you please send me the same? And then most people will do it. Okay. Is my DP worth being LinkedIn profile picture? I would prefer to avoid it. I would prefer that you on LinkedIn, you should have something that you're looking at the camera, you're looking at the person rather than, looking here and there. How many connections to have in minimum before starting to put out content regularly? Aishwarya, there is no limit. Don't wait for trivial things like number of connections, number of followers, number of likes and comments. Just start posting. That's it. Stop waiting for such things. If LinkedIn is turning into a content creation platform, what are your insights on it, your tips? What a word. I think my entire Instagram page, my LinkedIn profile, a lot of the posts are about exactly this. It's about tips for LinkedIn. And LinkedIn, I think it's been a content creation platform since like 2 years, especially since, I started 2 years ago, and it's been that way since then. It's just growing more now. And I think it's very interesting. And I think as long as you create relevant, authentic content, I think you can do well. And for more tips, you can check out my ebook, #Anthology, which is a compilation of my best LinkedIn posts. So it gives you an idea of how to create LinkedIn posts, along with, of course, giving you tips for LinkedIn and writing and freelancing, all of those kind of things. And the ebook also offers over 50 topics to write posts on. So I guess that will help. Okay. I have nearly 8,000 connections, but the engagement is very less. See, your connections don't matter, your followers don't matter. Even if you see on any platform, you may have like 1 million followers, but still, I guess around 3 to 4% of those number of followers would be active, and you'll probably get a reach of, say, 3 to 4% of like 1 million, and then you will get engagement of 2% of that 3 to 4%. So you can imagine what the kind of numbers are involved here. Just don't focus on the numbers, and instead create good content, and create content regularly, and be patient for good results. That's it. How often should we post? I'm going to ignore the other part of your question. Good engagement I don't know what good engagement means to you, and I don't think you should focus on engagement right now. You should just start posting. I recommend at least 3 to 4 posts per week. That should be good enough. Okay, a few more questions. What's the hashtag strategy on LinkedIn? I have no idea. I've never paid attention to that. I just use my hashtag, and I use 2-3 fixed hashtags because they make sense to me. I don't know if they help me. I don't know if they don't help me. I have no idea. Okay, I got a response from the same and said they'll connect this weekend. I followed them by asking. They haven't responded yet. What do I do? Will emailing them be a feasible idea? Abhishek, I think you're asking about an internship. You can follow up, but then again, if somebody does not respond, they just do not respond. How do you think we should find out different companies and businesses to pursue job? A lot of people actually have them in the bio. A lot of company pages actually just post about it, that they're looking for people, so you can keep an eye out for those. I have just entered second year of my college and still don't have a LinkedIn account. How do I start? Well, this entire live was about setting your LinkedIn profile, so you can check that out. Again, I will save it on my page. I have a LinkedIn Power Profile Guide. The link is in the bio. You can get that for more insights on building a good profile. And if you would like further tips on what kind of post to create, you can check out my ebook, #anthology. The link is in the bio. Okay. Okay. I think that's it. A lot of people actually focus on building connections irrespective of the niche. They just focus on numbers. I think I've already answered this, that numbers don't really matter. You should just create good content. I mean, my first post on LinkedIn went viral. My first post. I didn't have any followers. I didn't have anything. My first post on LinkedIn went viral, and it got 1.5 million views, and it got 14,000 likes in 3 days. So I think if this doesn't show you that it's not about following, it's about creating good content, creating powerful, influential content, then I don't know what else to say. What is your approach towards freelancing jobs on LinkedIn? Meenakshi, I have an entire Instagram video on my IGTV about this, about how to get clients on LinkedIn, so you can check that out. How to get started providing value in LinkedIn groups. I've not really explored LinkedIn groups. I was a part of a few, I think, initially, but they didn't really help out. I think it just became a place for everyone to share their posts and get more likes, and I didn't like that. So I don't really keep up with those kind of things. Okay, that's all for today then. Aishi's saying these are impressive and helpful videos. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you everyone for joining. I hope this helped you out. I look forward to building your LinkedIn profile. And if you build your LinkedIn profile after watching this, do screenshot your ready profile, screenshot it, add it to your story on Instagram and tag me and let me know that you've updated your LinkedIn profile, right? So that's all for today. I will be back with another live next week. Also planning on some new content for YouTube. So if you don't follow me on YouTube yet, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go check it out. And that's all for today. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you again on sometime next week. So thank you so much and have a great weekend. Bye.